Hello, welcome students. I am Viresh Dagade and welcome to the C++ tutorial. In this session, I will be discussing about what friend functions are. Okay, so let me begin with a simple program. Main. Prior to that, let me just define the class. So class test. Okay, and I have a private data member, say int a. Okay, and I have public member function, say void, or let me take a constructor itself. Okay, parameterless constructor. Let me define one more constructor, parameterized constructor with x as the argument, and initialize equal to x. Okay, now over here I just want one more member function, say void print underscore e, in which I would be printing value of a. Okay, that's it. That's the definition of the class. Okay, so here I have the class test with a private data member and two constructors. Okay, one parameterless constructor which is overriding the default compiler constructor, and a parameterized constructor. So in this case I am doing what is, I am overloading the constructor. We will not focus more about on these constructors. Okay, now in this session I was supposed to discuss about friend function. Okay, so as you all know that the private data member cannot be accessed by a non-member function. Okay, so in this case if I have this main, okay, this is not a member of the class because class definition ends over here. So main is outside the class, so I cannot directly over here create an object of type say test t, then I cannot say t dot a equal to 10. Okay, this will give me a compiler error saying that private members cannot be accessed. A is a private data member of the class test. It cannot be directly accessed by the outside world. Okay, anything outside the class, okay, cannot access the private member of the class. Only the member functions like test, that constructor test, and this print a member function, they have the privilege to access this data member a, as you can see in this example. Okay, now suppose I wish or I would want in some cases to access the private member of the class by a non-member, okay, by a non-member function. Fine, so in that case I need to rely on what is called as friend of a class. Okay, so I have a friend, okay, say by name, for example void modify. Okay, so I have a member, I have a function, okay, by name modify, okay, which is declared inside the class, okay, and it is preceded by the keyword friend. So the meaning of this is this void modify is a friend of this class test. Okay, but I repeat, it's not the member function of the class. Okay, so its declaration should be done in the public part or public section of the class. Okay, now let me define this function. Okay, so as I said, this modify does not belong to the class, so its definition goes like this: void modify. Okay, and one important thing is any friend function always accepts the object as argument. Okay, so let me just in the declaration part mention it, that this non-member function modified, which is friend of this class test takes test as argument. Okay, so let me just mention it in the definition. Okay, so now if I say t dot a plus plus, okay, this is what modify function is going to do. Or I can say t dot a equal to t dot a, existing value of t dot a plus say 10. Okay, so existing value I am trying to modify. Okay, so over here, as you can see, that this modify does not belong to any of the, it does not belong to this class test. Okay, this is just a friend of this class test. Okay, and in the definition also you might have observed that I am not mentioning or tagging this modify with any of the class by mentioning the scope resolution operator and to which class does it belong as such. Okay, so by this you understand that this is a normal function. Okay, which takes object as argument. Fine. Now this is fine, you have declared it as part of the class, and you have made it as friend, and you have defined it. Okay, now how to call it? Okay, how to call it? Now I have created an object of type test, and I have given initial value. Okay, t dot a equal to 10. Okay, now here this is wrong. Okay, as I said, you cannot access directly the private member outside the class. That is wrong. Okay, to initialize the object, I say, okay, I create the object, and for this object a parameterized constructor will be called. So 10 will be assigned to the variable x over here, and that x value is assigned to the data member a, which is the data member of the class test. Okay, now over here I will do what is soon after initializing the class. Okay, I just will do what is print t dot print underscore. Okay, next I do what is, I call the modify function. Okay, and I pass t as argument. Okay, as you can observe, I am calling modify function as a normal function. If this is not a member function, see, print is a member function, so it has been preceded by the object and dot. Modify is not a member function, it's just a friend function, it's like a normal function. See the way I have called, just a modify. Okay, only the thing is it accepts the object as argument. Okay, that object is received in this local object t. Okay, that gets that will modify the private data member a. Okay, now when I call t dot print a, okay, here for the first case, okay, 10 gets printed. Okay, in the second case, as I have made a call to modify, okay, the private member is modified, and I get 20 over here. Okay, let us see how it works. I'll save this program as friend dot cp. Okay, let's go to the terminal. gcc test friend dot cpp. No, they need to make use of g++. friend dot cpp. Okay, no exceptions. Now let me just execute this program by saying /a dot out. Okay, as you can see over here, value of a equal to 10 and value of a equal to 10 is been printed. Okay, so over here you can see that this modification is not updated. Okay, So modification is not updated. Okay, A is not getting affected by this. So what might be the problem over here? T dot A equal to T dot A plus. Okay, over here, yes, you can see this is a copy. Okay, copy. So better I do what is, I'll just instead of copy, I just take it as a reference argument. Okay, now you just say save. Okay, and try to compile. Okay, and yeah, over here I need to make the same modification over here also. Ampersand T. Because the prototype and the definition, the declaration and definition should both have the, yeah. Now I guess you have understood the entire thing. Okay, now let me execute this program. See, value of A equal to 10, value of A equal to 20 after the modification. Okay, so by this I hope you have understood the concept of friend function. Okay, but the significance of friend function I'll explain you in the next session. Okay, thank you.